Hello and welcome to today's video. In this video you will learn how to plot data by using GNUPLOT package, which is an open source package and you can use it to generate high quality figure for your paper or scientific reports. Let's start it. In this directory I have two different data. The first obtained from the experiment, they are listed here, and another one that obtained from my numerical simulation. They are listed here, and we can plot all of them on the same figure and then compare the numerical simulation with the experimental data to check the validity of the numerical simulation. Then I open a terminal on the corresponding directory and I loaded GNUPLOT. Then here I can load the data and plot it. Okay, we start step by step to first to plot data from the experiment, then we add the data from the numerical simulation, and finally we try to produce and generate a more beautiful figure from this data. I use the plot command and I define it and introduce the data in the quotation or double quotation, and then you can see here we have a plot with the point from the GNUPLOT data. So if we want to have a line plot, we can say with line, and then the data could be in this form. As you see, it is much beautiful than the point for this step. Okay, and if we want to say we have a title, this title and double quotation experimental data, then the legend of this line could be experimental data. So now we're gonna to add also the simulation or numerical data obtained from the CFD simulation to the present graph. Okay, I used this one and I again defined this, introducing this file as the second plot that could be in this figure. Let's see. It could be more beautiful if we show the experimental data by the point and the CFD data by the line. So I'm gonna to change the last command to show the CFD data with the line and with the title of CFD data. Then I have to change this one. This could be with the point. Now again I show the data and you see it could be more beautiful, and the CFD data in the green and the experimental data by the plus point. And in case you need to change the thickness of the line, you can use LW with a number, for example number 3, to change the thickness, or the line width. And for the point we also can change it. Let's see. And now when I open the GNUPLOT figure, you can see it is the thickness of the line is changed and it seems much better than previous one. If I use set XR, or the range of the X between 0 and 1.5, then if we plot again, we see we are here between 0 and 1.5. For the Y also we can set it for the Y to 1.2. Again, if I plot the data, you can see the changes and the difference between the percent. Yes, from the 0 to the 1.2. And you can even change it to, for example, -1. Maybe it's better. Yes, it's a bit better than previous one. Then we set the range of the X and Y by using set XR or YR. Another configuration that should be specified here is the legend of the axis. For that we can use set, for example, Y label, double quotation, for example, voltage V. Then if I plot it again, and you see the label here, voltage. For the X label, we can also use X label and set it, for example, current SSD density and now if I plot the data, yes, it's good. As I change it, the dimension of the I, we have the current density on the X label and also the voltage on the Y label. Now it seems much better than the first case that we didn't specify the label and also the legend of the plotted data and plotted line. To set the title of the whole of the figure, we can also use set title. For example, VI curve as T equal 18 centigrade or P equal 1 atmosphere. It is just an example and it's not so important. If we plot it again, and you can see the title here. Another option that you can activate is the grid line, like a guideline that you read the data. If you want to activate the grid line, you can use set grid white ticks, or maybe for the X you need it, you can set the set grid X ticks and white tick. The new data, the new plot, you see it includes a dash line, a point line as a guideline for the Y and X. The final point that I have to mention is here, if you would like to save the data, you can use it here and set the PNG file, then save it. Let's test one, for example, its name. In my directory on that, for the test one, you can open it as you see here. Another way that you can also save your data, you can set the terminal to the PNG format and then set the output with a name. It is just an example. Set to PNG, test to PNG. It's the name of the figure that could be saved on the corresponding directory that we open in the terminal. And if I set this one and again I plotted the data, you can find a new figure here. You can compare both of them. It is the figure that we saved by setting the terminal and output data, and this is the figure that we obtained by using WXT terminal and saving the plot by exporting the figure. So it is a bit different, but personally I prefer to set the terminal and then save the figure by setting the name. If you would like to change the style of the font and the text on your figure, you can easily set on the terminal. If you set the terminal PNG and then say we have the font with the style of the times and the size of the 14, then everything would be okay for you to change the font and the style of that on your figure. If just I plotted it again and open it, the figure, you can see it changed to the Time New Roman style. And also we changed the size of this text. At the end, if you would like to access to the photo tutorial and also the source code of some of these tutorials, you can visit our website, Hyperlisten website, and here you can find free tutorial about the OpenFOAM and safety simulation on that. You can also subscribe our channel in the YouTube to be updated about our new project and tutorial. At the end, if you have any question, please feel free to ask me, and until the next video, goodbye.